Good afternoon. I'm finally here with the long-awaited Lexani Terrain Beast AT review video. And I know I really apologize because I've been wanting to make an update. I've been wanting to do the review video for a while now, but every day that I've tried to get out, it has either rained, or it's been extremely windy, or I've been just covered up with yard work and everything else, and I just haven't had time to fool with it. But today is actually the first good day that I've had that I'm actually able to get out here and make the video. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the basics. Okay, so here's a close-up view of them. Of course, broken center. I'm not really a fan of the tires that has a solid center. I like them with the broken. They dissipate water across the whole tire a lot easier, a lot better, to me, in my opinion, than the ones with the solid, with a continuous center rib. Of course, now they perform different on different vehicles, so. And of course, you know, the outer feather edge. Some tires had a continuous bead, a tread around the outer circumference, but these don't, and they're just fine. They'll be just fine. And of course the sidewall. Let's get over here in the sun where you can see it a little easier. There we go. They have some intricate design around the outer edge. It looks cool, but it's kind of, if you're in like a lot of sand, mud, and everything, a lot of off-road, those will pick up dirt. Kind of hard to get clean. You got to really scrub the fire out of them. Of course, like I said, yeah, 255 70R15. And, you know, a downfall, they don't have the white letters. They were black wall only. And the back side, they're non-directional, but the back side looks just like the front. Some tires will have a different, will look different on either side. Like a lot of your white letter tires, they'll just have just a plain black side where some people turn their letters in. I'm not one to do that. And of course, it is a wide tire. The Avengers seemed like that they were wider than these, but it's going to vary tire per tire. That's close. But they're quiet, a minimal noise. You know, you look at, you know, how your angles are cut right here. A lot of these are going to, a lot of the edges are going to cancel noise. A lot of technology goes into that, but for what they are, they will be just fine for an F-150. I'm quite satisfied with them. Okay, so these, what's on the blue truck? It's a my blue truck is a 91 F-150, 4.9 liter E4OD 308, and the original tire size was 235 75 R15. And I went with a wider tire, and I've had 255s on it ever since I acquired it from Dad. My dad passed away in 2004 and left the truck to me, and that's when I put the wider tires on it. But anyway, these are 255 70R15 Lexani Terrain Beast AT. They have a 50,000 mile warranty. They are rated for all season. The tread wear is 500. They have a traction rating of A, a temperature rating of A. The temperature rating means that it will withstand a stable temperature and dissipate heat at speeds over 115 miles an hour, which you're on an F-150 like this, you're not going to be going 115 mile an hour. It will go, but chances are you're not, unless you're on an interstate. Okay, and they have a maximum load of 1,000 kilograms, which is 2,204 pounds. We're going to do a comparison to some 235s, say a 235 75 R, 235 75 R15, like a Goodyear Trail Runner. They have a rating of 2,039 pounds. So these will be just fine for what you're doing. Noise level. I'm going to put some driving in the video so you all can hear the noise it makes. For me, it's a minimal noise. Tires that don't bother me. There's a radio. I've had noisy tires. In fact, the Mastercraft Avenger GTs that were on here made more noise than these. They had a high-pitched sing to them. These don't make that much noise at all. Wet road performance. They seem to handle pretty decently in wet roads. I have went through some mild ponding of water, probably a little faster than what I should had, and they wanted to act like they were going to hydroplane then a little bit. But with a wide tire like that, you get them too wide, you're going to be riding on pontoon floats. So I would say that's probably acceptable. Snow, pardon the wind noise. I tried the best I could to hide that, to stop it, but I can only do so much. Snow. I don't really know about snow. It's a two-wheel drive, and my Flex is all-wheel drive. My red F-150 is four-wheel drive, so it snowed this past winter. I just drove those and just left this setting. So I'm going to say on a four-wheel drive. Now, there had been a gentleman that commented on the original video I posted, and he said that he had these, and he said and they were an actual beast in the snow. So I'm going to rely on what he says and say that they probably will do pretty good. Handling, I like how they handle. I've not seen or experienced any difficulty cornering or stopping or anything like that. I think they've done well. Let me think. So other than that, I think they've been pretty decent tires. Let's see, I've covered handling. I've covered dry. Handling a load, that I really don't know. I don't have a trailer. I've never pulled a trailer with these tires. I've never had a load in the bed, so I don't know how stable they are under load. But I'm going to say that they're right on par with the other tires, so I would say they would be just fine. So other than that, what do I think of the tires? I like them. I like how they ride. I like how they feel. And actually, the Mastercraft Avenger GTs that was on here had a little bit of a harsher ride than these Terrain Beasts. And that could be just because of the rubber composition. They could be a little bit harder of a tire. These are probably a little softer, so they are probably going to have a softer ride. So let's go ahead and step over to the driving videos so you can hear how they sound. Okay, now that we're back from our little drive, I want to go ahead and discuss the tread depth. On their website, these were advertised as a 13.1 30-second tread depth, which is just barely under a half of an inch. That's plenty deep. And the miles that I put on it, I put these tires on in December of 23, and the truck had 322,217 miles on it. And since then, these tires now have 8,125 miles on them. And we'll go ahead and do a little measuring, and we'll see how much they've worn down. We will take the tread measuring tool, and we're just going to measure the tread here. Let's see, we have 11 30-seconds. Ten 30-seconds on the edge. These, I just recently rotated them, so these were on the front, so the outside are going to be worn slightly more. Oops, I measured across the wear bar. We have, I'm going to say almost 11 30-seconds there. And I'm going to measure one more time. I don't measure, when I measure tire tread, I don't measure just in one spot. I try to measure all the way across and get kind of like an average. And once again, 11 30-seconds. So, yeah, with the exception of the outside. And I know that I've got some alignment issues, and I know that there's some ball joint. There's still a little bit of feathering still feeling, but that will cut itself and wear itself back out. Okay, so you see, just a couple of 30 seconds just within that 1 year period. Like I said, that could be, you know, they might need to be rotated a little bit and, you know, a little bit more run in, but that's not too bad. So they have a decent tread life, they have a decent wear, and of course, and that's going to come, you know, and that's going to go with the ride and everything. The things that I did not like about these tires is they are a black wall only. They were not available with white letter, raised white letter, outline white letter. That was not available. It was just black wall only. And I'm not going to paint the letters. I've seen that done, and that runs and fades and everything else. I just don't want to chance it. So the truck looked better when it had the white letter tires on it, not going to lie. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with these for a while. And the next time around, I will put white letter tires back on it. Okay, so that about wraps up this video. I think I've covered about all the bases. If there's anything that you want to know about the tires, go ahead and leave me a comment, and I'll research, I'll look, and I'll try to answer best I can, and I'll try to get the best information I can to you. But anyway, that was my review of the Lexani Terrain Beast ATs. I'm satisfied with them. Been a good tire. They look good. They feel good. So I hope that they last me for a while. But anyway, that's all. And I'd like to thank you all for watching, and thank you all for subscribing. And I will see you soon in another video.